Welcome back to the OPFPV channel, YouTube channel. Today we're going to be teaching you guys how to install MemTest86 on your SanDisk drive or any thumb drive that you have, and then you can run it on your computer to see if your memory is A-OK. So let's get started. Welcome to the OK Tech channel, everybody. So let's go over how to do this. It's actually quite simple and straightforward. All we need is a cable, a USB-C cable, or whatever cable that's used to install to use your drive. And in this case, this is a so yeah, you can use a stick. Just any portable drive will work. So I'm not going to cover how to install MemTest86 on your drive. It's actually quite simple. Just go to their website and you can download the exe file. Then it'll open an application called Image USB. Then you can flash MemTest86 to this to your drive. Next, you want to plug your USB cable in, and I'm going to be running this on a Dell Optiplex, so it's actually quite simple. Just plug it in, and then the USB port in here we're going to plug in. So let's just put the camera down. So we're going to plug this in, just like this, and then we can turn on the computer. But when we're turning on the computer, refer to your motherboard's manual of what to do. You see, on this keyboard, this Razer keyboard, there is all these F numbers. So it might be Dell to open up your boot menu. It might be F12. It might be F2. It might be F1. It could be anything. But I know on the Dell Optiplex, it's F12 for the boot menu. So let's power this thing up and connect the drive, and then spam F12 and put it on the boot menu. Because this is a low-profile keyboard, it's a smaller end keyboard, we'll have to hold the FN button, and then the equals plus sign, which you can see under it says F12. So we spam F12. Come on. See, there we go. So now we're going to be loading in. So if this is a Dell, it depends on what motherboard what brand motherboard you have, but you'll see Windows Boot Manager or something similar to this, and then you'll see your drive. I'm seeing two of these drives, but they're the exact same, so I can boot from any. So I'm just going to use it up, down, left, right arrows for my keyboard, and then enter. Go down, select enter, and then MemTest86 will pop up. So it's going to be retrieving all the stuff. Just let it go. And now MemTest86 is running. So the tests are automatically going to start in 5 seconds. So just let it run. Don't go to config. That's just confusing. Just let it run, and it'll automatically start. So let's just go over what you should see. So if you got the free version, you'll see free. Free version works totally fine. You don't have to buy the paid version. And let's just explain what's going on here. So this green line is how far your RAM has got into the test, and there's different tests. So there's up to 13 tests, and this will tell you how far progress you're in out of all 13 tests. This will tell you what progress you're in out of a single test. Right now, I'm already on test 3, moving inversions, 1s and 0s. So it just keeps overloading my RAM with all these combinations. And under here in this bit, you'll see red if there's ever an error, and then it'll stop and tell you, and then that means you'll know if your RAM is bad, and then you can switch it out. If you have multiple RAM sticks, you can switch it out and figure out which one's wrong. So you can see it's piping all of the patterns and addresses, and you can see the specs. It's the Corsair 16 GB memory, and then we can see, so every time the test goes up, it tends to take longer for the test to finish. So right now we're in moving inversions 8-bit pattern on test 4, 33% completion. Of course, I'm not going to let this run all the way through, but you can see when you get all the way up to test 10, I believe, you'll start actually having cooldowns. Each cooldown is around 299 seconds, and it just does this so your RAM doesn't overheat and stuff like that. So we don't want to continue this test, so we're just going to click ESC or C for configuration. And then it'll say skip current test, end test, or continue. So you can just click 0 on your keyboard if you want to continue. If you want to skip test 4 moving inversions, then I can click 1. It'll do skip current test, and it just blipped to test 5. As you can see. If I just spam. So this is the last one. It's the hammer test. So this one's the hardest one. And then after this one, you'll see it's going to get reset to 0. 0. So that was the last test. Test 13 was the last test. So I'm just going to hit ESC and then click 2 for end test. Finish, and then it'll show incomplete, but it did fine. We know it works. We can click any key on our keyboard to continue, and MemTest86 is back on this. You don't really, if you're a beginner, you don't need to really worry about everything that's being shown here. It really doesn't matter for you. All you have to do is start test if you somehow get into the config. But if you want to exit this, then you can just click, oh, I don't have my mouse plugged in. Wait, let me just plug in the mouse. So if you want to exit the MemTest86, then you can just, there we go. Then, so if you want to start it, just click Start Test. It's really simple. Well, then I'm going to exit, so I'm just going to click Exit. There we go. And then I can click Exit MemTest86, Restart, or Shutdown. Because I don't want to exit to Windows, because if you click that, it'll boot to Windows. Then I'm just going to click Shutdown. And I'm going to unplug my drive because we're done with this. Good job, buddy. And then we're going to plug this back into USB 3.0. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. And yeah, see you later. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully your RAM is going to work if you actually do try installing MemTest86. And see you later, guys.